I'll give it a minute and I'll start a bit later today. Sorry about that. I'll go over a bit of the cryptos, what actually are, what we can expect actually the next coming days. Same again on Bitcoin at this point. So we actually have like the same movement that we had on Nasdaq. So weekly, nicely displacement, but if you watch the daily, we actually didn't displace above these highs. So look, no displacement. That means if we don't have any displacement, there is a possibility that we go back to these lower gaps. Okay, first of all, we're gonna watch the dominance. Where is Bitcoin at this point and where we should act off? So this was actually the highest part. That was back in June 23. We actually had June 23, 25 of course, on 23rd of June. We came into the highest point that Bitcoin dominance was. So after that, we had a structure to the downside here. We had that down movement structure. Right here. It's all the same, like this is a change in character to the downside. Okay, if we have that change in character and we see a continuation, where do we go to? We go to a liquidity pool. Where do we end up? We end up actually flushing through that liquidity pool. We retested it and now we saw that continuation. So this is just the same movement that we see in every chart. So why is the dominance of Bitcoin important? This actually shows you where the most of the money is. The most of the money is in Bitcoin. If dominance drops, so say that dominance goes to that direction again, to like a 54%, that means that the altcoins go up because the money that goes into Bitcoin flows into the other coins. Now, let me take a weekly for a second and watch how we actually could act off of it. So we tapped that weekly, now we had some, okay, so this looks a bit of a bullish chart at this point. So we need to be watchful at how this week ends. Monthly, okay, so we came in a monthly for value gap, that's better to see. So always do top down analysis, so always go from high to lower time frames. If we watch the monthly, if we watch this right now, we can see that this was the leg up, the last leg up. That was the retest of this leg. So if we don't close below here, so if we don't close below 54% this month, that means that the structure is still to the upside. That means that that was just a retest of that last leg up. We had back to the 50%, we came to gap, we took internal liquidity, so that movement could still continue to the upside. I want to see this month how we act off of this for value gap right here. So we have our first monthly FEG, we tapped it, so in this next coming days, we could go back to 60%, so that's only like 1% from here, so that's okay. So, and then we want to know, what does the market move to? So does the market then react back to the downside and we can close below this 54%, then we could move and take out all of this trend line liquidity right here. So I'll put my line to it. So we will take out all this trend line liquidity then, and our next monthly gap would be here. So that would be between 46 and 44%. If we hit this level, that means that all the altcoins are actually going to rally at least another 50 to 100% up. Because all the money that came, those 10% money that actually came from Bitcoin dominance will flow into Ethereum and the nearest altcoins first of all, and then it will continue to the rest of the market, of course. So dominance looks at this point a little bit bullish, but I want to see how we act once we hit that 50% level of the for value gap. If we follow down, probably next week we will notice. If we continue lower, we will have a nice continuation of altcoin, of the altcoins. Now here in the weekly, if we watch this again, so weekly, what we do, we came down, we didn't close below, so this was that lowest right here. Let's take this one off. So if we close below that area, we are fully bearish. Now this is that same movement. We had that retest of that weekly. Now this was that monthly gap, and this looks a bit bullish. So I want to see in the 4 days how we close. So if we close in this 60%, anything between this, that would be okay for me. Once we go back to like 62%, you will feel this in the altcoins. So that means that the altcoins will definitely drop by like another 30%. So this is 6% upwards, so that means that the money from the altcoins flow back into Bitcoin. So if we hit this level to the upside, so 62%, that's the last time that we actually have a chance to take back to altcoins and then fall further. So that would be my indication that we would move. Let's take a look what USDT does. So USDT is actually is dominance of. If you're new to crypto, you only have to watch two charts. That's USDT dominance, how we act, and Bitcoin dominance. Those are the two main indicators for our movement in the crypto market. Why do we watch them? Because the most liquidity is into USDT or into Bitcoin. So USDT is the dollar form in the crypto business. So here it still looks like we're just ranging at this point. So we came down, we took liquidity, we moved back up, and now we're sitting here. So not much to tell about this. We could go up or down here, right here. So at this point, if we breach that 3% to the downside again, that means that we're full bullish and that everything will go up. But we're just sitting here now for a few days already. So this, actually a few weeks. These are weeks. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We are 13 weeks sideways. This is not really a big move. So as long as dominance stays at this range, I don't have lots to tell. So we have a movement for about 0.3%, a maximum of 0.4. So that's a very small range where we're trading in. So we are accumulating liquidity again. So people are selling, buying, selling, buying. We want to be patient right now. I don't see any indication at this point that the market wants to continue up nor down. So at this point, the movement is to the downside. So we are estimating, as long as we don't see a change in structure to the upside, that the estimation is that we still go lower. We just need to be patient right here. So in the weekly, it doesn't show me anything. Let's go to the daily. In the daily, we took some buy side liquidity right here. So this is good to see. So we took buy side liquidity. We reacted off of it. We took sell side liquidity to the downside right here. So we took both sides already out. This was that sell side liquidity. Same like those equal lows today in NASDAQ. So if we have equal lows, this is the same movement. So we act off of it. Now, what can we head to? If this is a fungled candle like we see here, so that means that the market is pushing higher. So we probably hit again to this level. So that means that we have a little bit downside for crypto in the next coming, I would say, day or 2, 3. So it will hit that 4.4 to 4.41% dominance. If we hit that level, I want to see how we act. So this would be like the perfect spot to add to your crypto portfolio. Now the question is, of course, which kind of crypto do we want to add? Let's go take a look. Which cryptos are good for adding? If you want to add Bitcoin, I would probably be patient. Let's take a weekly. Yeah, Bitcoin should have been added right here. So that would be August 25th, September the 1st. Would have been a nice adding spot around 107. So we're still in this ranging box. let's be patient. So we're ranging. So it looks like if dominance goes a bit up in USDT, that means that we will take out this trend line liquidity. So any entry at 114,000, that would be a nice entry. I would prefer actually that we take out this sell side, and actually somewhere around this $107,000 would be the perfect entry. Don't estimate that we get to that 90,000 again. At this point, it doesn't look like it. The daily again, that would show actually that we would hit this lower for value gap. If we hit this lower for value gap, that would be around 110,000. That would actually be a nice entry point. So this would be a buy entry. That's between 111 and 109,000 dollars per Bitcoin. That would be a nice movement. So the next movement back up would be a 13% gaining. So that would be my suggestion. If you want to buy some Bitcoin, that would be the perfect spot to buy it. ETH. Let's go over Ethereum weekly. Yeah, we hit 3,000, so we just moved same. So Ethereum probably will go up here. It looks like it wants to go higher. So we made a high, a low, we took liquidity, we had a change in character right here, so we had a change in a box structure to the upside. We had that retest right here, so somewhere around 3,000, 4,003, 4,000, this area here. And this, actually where it's right now, so between 4,400 and 4,200 would be a nice area to long off back to all-time highs. That would be that 5,000 level, actually this high. How much gaining would that be? I would see if you would put, like if you take a trade, that would be something like this. So that's a 2.6 R that would you make if you do this on leverage. That would be my first indication of a buy area. If we can, so I would take everything. Yeah, that would be actually my indication. So we'll definitely take out these highs because look, again, equal highs. We just made extra liquidity above them. And then I want to see huge displacement. So if we tap that one more time, I want to see a huge displacement. If we do not, we still got some downside too. It will depend on what dominance does. Like you can see, I'm quite accurate. So I've shown this from, you can go watch my channel. So somewhere in November 23, I said I'm putting a lot of stable coins right here in Caspa at 0.5. If you have no idea what Caspa is, it's actually the first coin that does all three of the blockchain, and it's actually a coin on itself. So it's actually not a cryptocurrency, it's actually a new one. So it's the same like Bitcoin was the first of his kind, or Caspa is the first of his kind. So again, we go weekly, we watch weekly, we came into the lowest gap, so that was all taken. If the market wants to continue, so now we are doing like a slowly movement up, so it will have a next one again, and then it will push up. So targets are 13 cents to 20 cents to the upside, so that's from 7 to 13 cents, that's double the money. That's a 77% up, and all the way back to the highs is 140% up. So buying opportunities more than enough right now. Actually a great spot, not much to tell about. That's still like my most favorable spot, so we're buying a lot of them around 6, so we're still in that area. The only downside I can see maybe is that we get to that slower for value gap. If we need a little bit more liquidity, that would be it, between 6.7 and 7.1 cents. And if we continue back up, yeah, that's immediately to equal highs, so that's definitely to 11 cents. So from here to the upside, we got at least a 50% move up, so that's a very nice indication. of percentage gaining. AVAX, if you have no idea what AVAX is actually a development on gaming. I believe that gaming will be one of the biggest, I'm actually sure that gaming will be one of the biggest cryptos use cases together with raw, so that means real stuff that you can really use in the real life. So what are they already doing on blockchain technology is actually they are renting out houses already. They already sell houses on the blockchain, so you don't need any middleman anymore. So we are doing a lot already with cryptocurrency that people actually are not aware of yet. So cryptocurrency is something that's here to stay. It's never going to go away again. AVAX actually was at its maximum around $36, so that was actually around its maximum it wants to do. It will have a retracement now, so the best entry point that you would have would be around $20. So this would be like the best entry point I can have, $20. If you're not in it yet, this would be a nice area too, so $25 would be also a great entry. So between $25 and $20, anything in between would be a nice entry. Exits level, I'm looking for exiting this coin around 50. Yeah, this came from a way high, so this can go to 100. The last run that I saw this go is to $150. I sold almost everything around 100. But if we zoom out and we watch the weekly, we can see actually if we take the $40, the next area of spot is actually straight this high, so that would be $55. So still from $20, $25, we still got another 100% movement up. Definitely doable. Maybe not the first week, of course, but we will have to be patient. No, previous runs, I'll go even to the last run. So this was the run up that we had last time, and look what it ended. So it ended November 22. So remember, something around November was actually the end of the bull market. We came once more back up in March, April of 22, and then we actually kept going downwards no matter what. So if you didn't take the top and you see a huge flush, wait for that retest, sell then, and then take that short down. I will make sure if the market goes flushing hugely down that we can short it, of course. Now entry points, like I said, if you're interested in 26, 25 and 22 to 18. So those two would be my entry points. Selling points, like I said, $50. So anything above $45 would be a nice profit area for taking. I'm just taking major coins. I'm not going to take the smaller ones, otherwise you guys would. So this one is deleted. If you are into gaming, Gala is the longest out there that actually did gaming. Does also movies, does music. Is actually the first of its industry that does everything. So will be a big one. Just takes a lot of time before people actually invest into gaming. I've been into Trio for a long time, one of the better out there. Will definitely do its thing, just need to be patient. If you want a buying area, I would say 0.004 to 0.004, so in this lowest for value gap right here, that would be a nice buying area. My targets for this coin is at least 1 cent, so we still got like an upside for about 1000% right here. I'm not selling any of these coins with under a cent, so that's about 1900% from here, and that's not extraordinary. So this was the previous time I bought it. I sold it at 0.88, so that was 1400%. We came to 1700. I sold something around 0.08. I told a lot of my followers to sell it too. Most of them didn't like me saying this because they were a fan of the coin and not making money and actually it revealed by selling because we lost 99% of it. These people are still building, so they made already 3 fully working games. Chainlink is one of the first coins that actually made it possible to put real assets, so that means real stuff from the real world, into the crypto space. So this is like a bridge between 2 worlds. This is actually a coin that definitely is very useful and will be here for a long time. So this is an OG coin because it's been in here for a very long time. It's much older than 2021, of course. I'm on Petrols, so here you cannot see further back, but I believe Chainlink's highest was around $150. So let's me take a look. I can see it. So normally on Bitfinex you find the longest charts. Sometimes Binance has them too, but most of the times it's Bitfinex. Full chart, I can't find one. If I can see a longer chart time. Don't want short so long, so I actually want to see the full. See, I can see a longer chart. No, that's even a shorter one. Okay. So if you want to have a buying spot for Link, we actually had one right here. This is weekly, so it looks like we want to have upsides. We took buy side liquidity, we came back, so this would be like, okay, this is actually a nice looking chart. So say that we, this was our leg up, last leg, so this was our last leg up. So what did we do? We came back to that premium or cheap discount, and now we want to go to that premium, so we're now just above that entry. So if we continue to the upside, my next target would be around $30. So that from here off on, that would be at least 44% upwards. So this would be equal highs, that would be sell some profit right there. And I would not want to see the market come under here anymore. So if you would move lower and go below $19 again, I would sell it again. So if you entered at 21, you got a potential downside of, these can just be bought on spot. So you got about a 9% movement to the downside, and you got about a 40% move to the upside. So that's actually very nice momentum. So that's 1 out of 4. I would take trades 1 out of 4 any day. Hold on. Coin that's been around for a very long time, doesn't do anything. People love it. I have no idea why, but they keep buying it. It's still in the top 4 or 3, I actually believe. Buying spots. Take a look if I have a daily buying spot. Yeah, if you could get another 68 cents, that would be an amazing buying spot. So again here, We see slowly moving downwards. That means that we actually have a huge potential to go up. So if you see a chart like this, it means that we actually are building up again liquidity right here. So people are shorting this constantly. When we tap this, people are shorting, tapping, shorting. So once we see this happening, it means that people get trapped. So anything between this level and buy is actually a good longing position. I do not want to see, if you would long this right here, I would not want to see the market go under 0.78. So that would look something like this. So that's a 3 right here that you got. Maybe even if you put it here, that would be a 5 or 7 cents, so something like this here. That would be a great trade. Target the highs. We're not there yet, so this looks like it wants to move to that direction. That's a daily that I watched, so weekly same. We just came up, are retesting it, so it will all depend on how the dominance of USDT works, of course. If Bitcoin dominance keeps dropping, all these altcoins will fly easily upwards. One I'm most particular favorite in is BNB. This coin actually did not stop moving at all, so I'll go over it. This coin is actually huge. Nobody talks about this. It's just so strange. People don't talk about coins that actually move so fast, and I have no idea why actually. So weekly, yeah. The first time I bought this one was actually down here. That was around 33 bucks. Can you imagine? Look, this never came back actually, so I sold most of it up here. So I'm actually not so happy that I did this. I made another, this was actually a very nice profit. That was 1300%, so I'm not gonna complain. This was the area where I said to people to buy it again. That was perfect March. I waited for the breach out, so I said to people, go buy it right now. Start moving. We had a huge opportunity around $600, and now it's just keep rallying. So any retests, movement, I would say this retest movement between 100, 1100 and 1000, enter it. Next target is 2K for BNB. It's not gonna stop. This is over way too many. It's been sold, by the way, so Binance doesn't own the exchange anymore. It's sold to the banking world. So not a lot of people know this. So Binance itself was restricted in Belgium for a while, and this is why I know this. Because I used to trade on Binance, and I couldn't trade it on it anymore because I was living in Belgium. So I had to find new exchanges to work off. ICP, I don't would recommend this coin. This one I would recommend. This is the same like Tau. What does Tau do? It's the new brain for AI. So it has saving power. So huge amount of data storage places. So this is what this coin does actually. Make storage places for cryptos and AI. So DOT, I tried it twice to trade off of it. It's not actually a coin that moves too much at this point. It just sticks at the same level constantly. It used to be a very nice coin, but it dropped and actually never get back up. You can see I was still trading trend lines right then, or support and resisting, so we're actually under the last point. So this would be actually a very cheap price to buy it. If you could see the upside, if you can get back to $10, that would be more than amazing. Solana, lending platform, one of the most growing coins actually this moment. So when I started, it was around 20 bucks. When I said people to get into it, so it started rallying and it went to 200, so it did a 10x this one. It came back and then rallied off again. So we need to be patient now. We are actually in an uptrend, so anything that hits this trend line, you can just long it off of it right now. Weekly looks bullish. Daily, we just came into a daily gap, so see if we act, how we act off of this gap. So this would be most indicated. So if we just tapped it, so it's the same like, again, the same of the continuation movement. The only thing on this continuation movement in the daily is we made a structure to the downside right here. So in that daily we had a change in character. We had a retest. So now I want to see how we act. So do we push further up? And if we take that high one more time, I would just enter it and long it. Where do we want to take it to? At least to $300. So that's a 33% movement up from where we are at right now. If it falls, if you want to buy it right now, I would do it like this. If you buy it right now and it falls below 204, I would sell it. So you got about a 7% movement down to make a 35% movement up. So that's a 5x, a 5R again. So that would look something like this. That would be the trade. This will take multiple weeks here, guys, so it's not like a one-day trade, of course. Alpha, again, a lending platform. Trump really appreciates this platform and he wants to start. He already is doing this, so he's giving out loans onto this platform, so that means this is why this grows so fast. This already moved hugely. The only thing that I can see it go to, if the market keeps rallying, would again be sell side, so that would be 380, maybe $400. This would be the upper target. But we were in between two ranges right now, so be a bit careful. We just took out buy side liquidity. We retested, so yeah, today would be a nice day to see what happens. I'm still in this coin, so I'm not selling it until it gets to $6, $5.5. Still believe this coin has a bit more upside. If it drops below $3, I'll sell it. Yeah, my buying is right here, so I still got $1 in profit then. Yeah, we can see this market is just getting choppy right now, so it didn't move at all. So it's just building up liquidity. It will take out both sides and then make it smooth to where it wants to go. Dogecoin, I would not recommend it. Not my kind of type of coins. Aptos just started rallying, so that this one has a lot of potential to the upside too. This is a layer 2 for Ethereum to have actually cheaper transactions, same like Arbitron. And the most banking coins are XRP and XLM. So if you ever hear talk about these kind of coins, these are no crypto coins, by the way. They have a central place. So crypto is actually coins that don't have a central location. These have central locations, but we can still trade them. If it hits below 270 would be a nice entry point. Selling point would be around 360. So that would give you a potential of 36% to the upside. So this would be a buying area. XLM is actually the nephew from XRP. So XRP is actually American, XLM is actually European. So if you ever see, I'll give you guys a pointer right here that nobody ever really talks about it. So once you see XRP rally, you will see, look, this was Monday the 7th. I'll go to XLM. This is July the 7th. So we had some time. So you will see XRP rally, July 7th. That was actually the same day. We actually have a few hours before that we have that rally. So I used to trade these two coins. Not too much movement for me right now. So we have July 7th. So look here, July 7th, we didn't rally actually that much. We started rally on actually the 9th. And if we take XRP, and we saw that rally starting, we actually started rallying around 6th, 7th, and then we had a huge rally till 11. So if you see XRP rally, you can start buying XLM and you will actually know that XLM does the same move, but it's just a little bit bigger. Those are the most coins that I want to go over. Not much to talk about. Crypto is a bit sideways at this point, so if you are not exposed yet into crypto, I would recommend just buy the top few. Keep it simple for yourself. So you can always go to CoinGecko. You can see, look, anything on the Binance, look how this actually grows, guys. This is insane. If you want to look layer 2, so this is Arbitron and everything else. So see Arbitron, like I say that what is now in trend, I said DEXs. So anything that you do, look, this would be like a great DEX. PancakeSwap is just under Binance Coin. This went up 81% the last 30 days. The reason why we look at anything that goes up, look under it. So I'll give you a nice, somebody that never talks about this too. So PancakeSwap is actually the decentralized exchange of Binance itself. So PancakeSwap is an exchange where we can trade cryptocurrencies and actually trade leverage on them, but don't have a middleman in between. So it's a DEX. So we decentralize the exchange. Any DEX under a coin that moves up hugely is now actually some coins that you want to be invested in. But if you do this and you're new to crypto, make sure that you take profit soon enough, guys. So if you want to be safe, just go to the first 10 and you're okay. You will have a nice gaining too. You don't need the top 100 or lower. If you want to learn how to actually watch these coins and where they are, normally you can see categories here. If you press that, you go into it and then you can go watch what you actually want, which kind of coins you actually are going for. So World Liberty Finance, this is one coin that move at this point. Look, made in China, Binance is under it. So. And actually it's not a Chinese coin. It's now a Chinese coin because it's sold to that part, but it is not. Bridges will definitely be something that has a lot of potential to grow too. So bridges are coins. So if you ever seen a wrapped Bitcoin, so this is why a bridge is used for. I would look for DEXs at this point. Deepin will also be one narrative that goes hugely, but people are not yet familiar how Deepin works. AI agents, this will do something too. So if you watch AI agents, what do they do? Artificially intelligent agents. So this actually could take over somebody that calls an operator. So somebody wants to sell something and needs to call humans for selling the product to them. So this kind of is an agent, so they actually call automatically. Not all of them are actually having a use case under them, but some of them do. But you need to investigate to themselves. AI is something that does. ChatGPT did something too, so this one, ChangeGPT, does something good. Fala was one of the greater ones that I know of. IoTex. I didn't research them all, way too many to do them. If you wanted me to actually go over how to research coins, just let me know. I already have a full course on this. But not much more to say about crypto at this point. Just be patient. I believe in the next week and a half, we will see what the market wants to do. That will be all for me for today for crypto. I wish you all a great session and see you all back later on.